Ahem.
Welcome to the post show.
Oh, that was fast. Cool.
Yeah, we're back.
That's one thing we're going to do in
Right
the new
into
one.
it.
We're going to have a countdown for when we actually start an episode, and we're going to have a countdown for when we start a post show.
Yeah.
Just
We're gonna
somebody
have
going,
Start again.
I think
I
that
thought you said a cow down.
a cow down?
Because-
Is that like a hoedown? But you don't talk about it, really.
because I
It's
really like
you
everybody's
just go to the barn and
individualized.
But,
Because I like everybody's individualized intros. Individualized.
I like everyone's
Dude,
individual.
I gotta tell you, I'm having a very hard time living my life, not immediately going, situation, individual.
Every time I hear the word individual,
Oh
I
my god,
can't.
that's one thing that they're talking about on the latest Drunken Peasants episode. This is what every post show has actually boiled down to. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Every post show is me going, dude, I gotta talk about
Yeah, how about
individual
you stop?
situation.
Okay, so we're gonna move on from that.
Okay.
I think that I still think every episode should end like somebody is introducing everybody else, and then they say their own piece. You know, like,
Wait, you end an episode.
no, on the new podcast when
Bye,
you
Erica.
introduce
Oh,
somebody,
crap.
when they introduce
There she
somebody, they
goes.
say
Oh,
a small
God, I'm
thing,
stiff.
and then move on to the next person.
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know that we necessarily need the...
We're not gonna do the song or anything.
Right, yeah, no, of course. I'm saying that we don't need to have... I don't think we should necessarily have a pre-intro thing.
No,
It can just be a hey, or a hi, or a hidey-ho, or anything you can fit in between. It doesn't have to be a different...
just identify
Expression.
people by their voices in the.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That was the whole point of the intro to start with, but we took it to a level that would work if we thought about it more,
No.
which we could do, I guess.
Nah, that's fine.
Okay,
I'll make a much shorter, simpler intro.
intro, cool.
Gotcha.
And I like the idea of it starting with a rocket takeoff countdown.
Yeah. And
I think
also,
it sounds
hey
cool.
guys, if you enjoy the podcast, be sure to
Short.
go to audibletrial.com.
I think that should be a pre-intro theme,
Yeah.
like a thing to it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
before
fine.
the intro theme. We've worked all this out before. Why are we talking about this now? We have limited time. This is the last time you'll hear us on a group cast related thing.
Yep.
Let's talk about group cast.
Shit.
Shall we? Tara,
Tara, you've been on 2 episodes. What's
I think is this the 4th or 5th one I've been on?
4th or 5th.
something like that? Yeah,
I was the newcomer for the longest time, but now she's the newcomer.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
What,
The
Tara?
torch
What's
has
your
been passed.
favorite moment?
That you've experienced thus far.
I still think my first time on the show on Halloween.
That was a good episode.
That
was a
a
good
lot
episode, and that was a great way to get to meet you guys. And I know
Yeah.
Dave wasn't there, but I got to meet a lot of the other people in the gang. And
The gang.
To have shit talk on rolls, he's not the best podcast person, except
think?
when he's on point. And
Oh,
then he's
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
great.
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I can
Yes.
see that.
If he's not into it, he's gonna be ass the whole way through.
That is true.
When he gives a shit, it's awesome.
But yeah, there were some. Cause we heard about Fat Deb in that episode.
Oh, good lord.
Oh,
The
no,
continuing-
that wasn't that episode.
Oh, wasn't it?
That was like
Okay.
the next episode, I think.
Okay,
And
yeah.
the only reason I remember
'Cause-
that is because
I
we
was on for Fat
recorded
Deb.
because we recorded the
I remember
first
that.
episode with
yeah, I
her
wasn't
in the
there for Fat
basement.
Deb. I listened to that one.
Yeah, the
and
first
then
Fat
the
Deb.
Fat Deb episode was in your living room.
Yeah, I knew that.
Bunch of
I was-
fat jokes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was the
Shit ton of
worst.
fat jokes.
Yeah, that episode was called completely
Tasteless fat- yeah.
completely tasteful fat jokes.
And that's what they were not.
Yes, no, they
The
were not
exact
that.
opposite of what they were.
Yeah.
And I felt kind
Do
of
you
bad
have a
for it
favorite?
afterwards.
Do you have a favorite moment in the Halloween episode?
I'm not sure. I think it just boiled down to like how we just kept bouncing off of topics and then kept bringing shit back.
We
Just
did
like,
that a lot.
oh yeah, remember that thing we talked about at the beginning?
It's
I
our
have another thing to
specialty.
say
Talk
about that
about it
now.
again.
Yeah, that's our
Or-
specialty.
It's kind of a tie between that episode and the episode in Casey's living room where it was the 4 of us, where we were just talking about Star Wars, Deadpool, Marvel,
Oh,
all
yeah,
of that.
that was a good.
That was a legitimately good.
That was a
episode.
that's the kind of stuff that we're hoping to do in the
Yes.
future. I think.
Yeah.
That was when we first started out the whiteboard technique. That we
Which
used.
really helped.
Yes.
Guys, I gotta tell you, I like the Metachlorians idea. I don't know.
Thanks, Kermit.
I think I just want. It's Kermit.
Can we get to me last? Because I have to think about it. Because I
Okay.
have the entire scope.
Okay.
of the
Yeah,
cast
you
to
don't
think
Dave?
about.
Right.
I think Halloween episodes might be one of
Yeah.
your favorite too.
Yeah. As far as standalone episodes, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
Which was that? Was that 1 year ago or 2 years ago?
2 years.
That was
ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
That was episode 102.
102.
Ah.
That would be my favorite, absolutely. I don't know. I felt like I was really on point comedy-wise.
You were.
They even
But,
clapped during the Macarena.
Clapping the Macarena.
That was amazing.
I just started yelling. The emotion poured out of me, and I never clapped again.
It was
It always works when you do that.
It was a little real.
It was a little real. There's a little realism in that.
Real.
But
It
I
was
think
great.
my favorite thing about this podcast is it helped me. It helped me find my voice when it comes to like doing stuff
Yeah.
involved with like you know like
Involved
media
with
stuff,
talking things.
whatnot. Yeah. When I came on here, I was probably really awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't talk that much.
No.
Honestly, because I had no idea who you people were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
people,
But, like,
yeah.
What do you mean, you people?
I got dumped into this, and I was like, man, what the fuck am I
Most
doing?
of us did.
Yeah.
That's how I felt on Halloween. It was just, oh, who are you people?
Hey,
Oh,
hey, welcome to. Thanks for coming over. By the way, I'm recording a podcast.
Yeah.
You're in it.
The first
I got
episode
told.
Yeah, the first episode Tara was on was the M's exploding pancreas
Yep.
episode. The first episode Dave was on was It's Okay I Have a Job.
Oh
my God, that was,
the first?
Yeah, that was
What
the
was
first.
my
was that the
first
first?
Oh, that was a good one.
The first
That-
episode
The
I
one
don't
with
think there's
the
a-
one with Juan on it.
with Juan.
There's no
Was
way
it really?
that was the first.
That was.
I feel like I don't know.
That was
It-
the one with
it
the
probably
audience,
is the
right?
first.
Yes.
That was a dumb idea, too.
Yeah.
I-
You
a
didn't
live
talk.
audience.
You didn't talk barely at all in that one. The one where you really got your start was Dave's of Our Lives,
Right.
which was shortly after that one.
Right.
Yes.
First episode Erica was on was
We were at the barn, I remember
Bearded
that.
Julia.
I kind of missed the
Bearded
one.
No,
Julia.
it
Ooh,
was.
what a
It wasn't.
good
It wasn't
stall.
Bearded Julia. It was Jolly Green Giant.
Yes.
Oh,
That
what
was-
a good episode
The
that
green
was.
beans.
The green.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We, as much as we talked about how we've improved greatly
Yeah.
in the last month or so, because we've had these plans and we wanted to practice, what we wanted to do with them or whatever. The Barn series, as I
Those
like
were-
to refer it
Yeah.
as, were some of the best
Yeah.
episodes.
They were also some of the longest.
Yeah.
That's very
The
true.
longest episode is How to Train Your Hair at 117 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh. I thought we passed that on
Nope,
a
we didn't.
recent one.
Nope, we were a minute short.
yeah.
I like.
Good. Fuck it. I don't like super long episodes.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I kind of like the atmosphere of the barn out of anything.
You know,
Yeah.
it was interesting,
Yeah.
and you
Because
know,
we made it our
do you-
studio, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was the moment when certain people tried the hardest,
Yeah.
and it worked out very well for most of it,
Hmm.
for everybody.
Because we
Which-
started the show then too, pretty much.
Yeah, that was also something of a new reboot.
Yeah.
Right, you know what? It's so disappointing. The best two people we had on this podcast, I think,
Yep.
aren't on it anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's Kyle
Yeah.
Riley
and
and
Riley.
Kyle.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep,
And Kyle's where now?
Kyle is in Texas.
he's with your ex clam.
I
in
know.
the
Oh,
Air
good.
Force.
I know Riley's in South.
Making
Or,
clam-
Riley is in
South
North Carolina.
North
Yeah.
Carolina. Okay.
Yep,
Yep.
One
Alone,
of the two.
of
Good.
all things.
Good for
which is
him.
Strange.
good for him.
I saw him multiple times before he left.
Yeah.
I-
He just sort of
I
drifted
remember-
away.
I remember him talking to me about why he was moving, but I can't remember why he was moving.
And
It's too bad this isn't a video podcast. At the end, we can just have an in memoriam for
Yeah.
everybody we had on for like
Oh,
more than
man.
2 episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just a decent regular. You know?
Right.
yeah, and Len, in the first episode you were on, I forget what it's called. I think it was When Shows Collide. Was the
It
name
was,
of that
yes,
one.
because I
episode
was still doing my
23.
podcast at the time.
That was episode 23, and of course I was on the first
Jesus.
episode.
Yeah. I can't. I have a hard time believing that I was on such a low number episode.
Yeah, it's
You know,
crazy.
it
This
felt-
is yours
Right.
now.
Oh, cool! I get a laptop bag.
Fancy.
I don't
There
know if I'll
was,
use it, but I'll take it.
Do you see how yours is in pieces?
Oh, it's garbage. Mine's garbage. Yeah, absolutely.
Use
I'll give it a shot.
Throw
I'll
out
see
the
what it
garbage.
does. Makes sense.
So,
it's garbage.
And
so
trash
Erica,
garbage.
you were the next furthest back. So what is your favorite part of the podcast that you remember?
Good flippy. Ghost Pope.
That was a good episode.
I like soup. I like metal.
This
This
is
is
one
one
of
of
those
those
two
things.
things.
That was a
We
good
all have
one.
it down pat.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite quotes of all time.
I know,
The
right?
first one we did for my birthday party.
Which one was that?
The first time I had a birthday party with all you guys.
Right, but review that episode
would
a
have
little
been
bit
like-
in my head.
It's just whenever we were talking about what happened and like I couldn't remember most of the night.
Oh,
and
the episode.
Oh,
my
the
arm was
drunk
like 3
memory
miles
puzzle.
long. Yeah,
Puzzle.
drunk memory puzzle.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I like the really short episode that we did before
The
her
Shat
recent
trick.
one.
That was
yeah.
a good one. That was when we first got mention of Fat Deb.
I wish. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I also
When Amber talked about how she shit her pants 3 times in a
That's
row at work.
right.
Shat
Yes.
trick.
Shat trick.
I wish I had been
great.
able to control myself and saved my bending over for a nickel question for
Yeah.
a more focused episode.
Well, that episode still does have a lot of views because
It
it's so
does.
short.
I think that's why I want to move to a 45 minute.
Yeah, that's
I like
that's
when we also introduced
the Perkins
the
guy,
Perkins guy.
which
We
M
just
thinks
came
is
up
the
with Erica
funniest
and I
thing.
just came up
Well,
with that.
yeah, but
on
that's
the
really
trip
personal
down.
to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were driving to your place, and
It just-
I
something
said,
just happened.
yeah, I ate at Perkins, and
Oh,
Perkins.
I think I just went, and just as a voice change response was just, oh, Perkins.
Just
And from there we went, that sounds like a fat guy who really likes Perkins.
yep.
And that's his entire
You could roll with
personality.
this. Yeah,
And
it's
you know
everything.
what? That was last year.
That was last year.
Yep. First episode that was mentioned on was Captain Perkins,
No shit.
I think.
And I can't believe that it was Stacy who came up with he died of
Parkinson's. That was actually really funny.
How none of us thought of that before.
It's funny. I
have no
completely
idea.
forgot that Stacy was a thing.
I
I
think we'd
forgot
Most of
all
about
us
her
do.
for a while,
we'd
too.
all kind of like
It-
to forget that
Yeah.
because
That was interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have nothing against her.
No.
Yeah, it's just I completely forgot that she was.
Rolls.
Right.
Well, she's pretty forgettable. Rolls said.
I thought you said Rolls is pretty forgettable.
Uh,
I went, oh.
No, he's
Rolls-
not.
we were,
No.
I think it was it wasn't. It was the episode when we went to Roll's house for the first time to record the podcast. We were
Okay.
on the way somewhere,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Casey, I mean, I feel bad for you and everything, but I'm really glad she's not in your life anymore. She was so fucking annoying." And I was
Rolls
like,
finds a lot of people annoying.
It's true.
Even Rolls thinks he's
He
annoying.
might hate all of us and just doesn't tell us.
probably.
Rolls is so annoying he thinks
Entirely
he's
possible.
annoying.
Well, that's because he sighs all the time.
Yeah, he sighs a lot.
So, okay, favorite moment, letting go.
I don't know. I want to talk about my first episode again.
Yeah,
I
go
think
for it.
that was an excellent episode
I just,
all around.
I recently,
That was where Charlie was introduced.
right? I recently
God.
looked up because when we were at AGQ, I found that list of all the quotes from our earliest episodes.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
I just wrote them all down. That's what I used to do. I would just write down quotes.
Yeah.
One of them, at one point, you just go, "So I hear Waldo's missing," and that's it. And you just move on.
That's actually funny.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna have to revive that, I think,
Yep.
at some point. Your Waldo's missing.
So I hear Waldo's
What the fuck
missing.
is wrong with me?
Just, well, that's a long list.
That's very true. My favorite moment. I still really enjoy the Adam Carolla moment
That was a good one.
from about 2 months ago.
We were trying to have an improv interview, and you just went off.
Markiplier being interviewed by Adam Carolla, where Adam Carolla is having none of the Let's Play shit ideal.
Right.
Because it's just people who are they're not doing anything. If I had 9 million people, I wouldn't want 9 million people watching me playing Pong. Nobody wants to see that. I want 9 people going out and doing things with their lives, building a fucking table or whatever. I don't care. I wouldn't want to play Pong for 9 million people. No, you could pay me $1 million and I wouldn't go do it. It was a good.
Nice.
It was a good moment.
Yeah.
That whole episode I really enjoyed that one. That was also the NPR episode
Yeah.
where it's we wanted an NPR show, but we vied for an actual NPR show. We get airtime, and the only thing we do is go, fuck, and we're taking off the
And
air.
then we run.
That's
We
it.
just run out of the
Good,
studio.
because I don't know. I love podcasts.
Yeah.
I hate NPR.
NPR's awful.
I like Radio Lab, but that's as much as I'm gonna say.
I've tried to listen to a couple NPR podcasts,
Yeah.
and it just within 5 minutes, I'm just like,
You're asleep. Within 5 minutes, you're asleep. It's ASMR NPR.
I'm just like, nah.
Outside of the Adam Carolla moment, I don't know, because it's just been
There's-
all so much fun.
There's so much to go over.
There's a ton of shit, dude.
It's an entire library.
All right, one of my favorite moments of things that I've said, I think, was episode. Might have been 100. It might have been the 100.
Okay.
Because I remember it was one of those that we were recording a video episode
Yes.
also. I think it was 100. but where we had the Blackish
Right.
conversation
Oh,
and we
boy.
took it around.
Jesus
And
Christ.
then I noticed there was going to be a lull in the conversation. So I decided to talk about the ducks under my porch. And as I was saying the sentence, I went, I don't really quackish. Oh my god. And then I brought that joke back one more time.
Of course.
Oh, man.
Now, I've been
so
on this
good.
podcast since its inception.
That's true. You've
Since-
been on probably 140 episodes or
Something
more.
like that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You said Inception. so.
That's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal
That's-
I know, but no, they made fun of it on South Park, and it sounded like that.
Okay.
I've been on the podcast since February 23rd, 2012.
Damn.
When I was 17.
Oof.
I was 17 when we started this podcast.
God damn.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Guys, I think I'm getting old.
Glad. You got Glad?
Continue.
Oh, God.
Golb.
Well, I'm the oldest one in
Go
this
on.
room, so no one can speak.
Okay.
Am I not allowed to speak?
No.
You broke the streak, Dave.
Shit.
No
God damn
one
it, Dave.
can fucking speak ever again.
Broke it.
I think I probably will have to think about this more, but
Okay.
I think my favorite moment
Yeah.
was episode 19, aptly titled the 19th episode.
Woo.
Uh-huh.
Genius improv right
Such
there.
wit.
Yeah, where we still had the Book of Steinhardt.
Oh.
If you remember that.
I do remember that.
For those of you who don't know, which is probably all of you,
Might be.
the Book of Steinhardt was our good friend Dan, who only resurfaces about once a year. He's kind of like the groundhog.
Yeah, he hasn't
He's
been
a
there
puppet?
since the...
I'm
He's a
still
former
not,
puppet.
I'm still not fully convinced that he's an actual person.
He
Yeah.
just
I don't
shows
know.
up sometimes.
He is a real person?
There was this.
I'm not convinced.
There was this girl who stalked him in high school, like literally stalked him, and like they had a thing, and then she was forced to move to Maryland, and she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna write something in this book, like this set of pages, throw it in a binder, do it every day. Doesn't matter what I say, I'm just gonna write it down.
Yeah.
And it was
Turns out it didn't matter what she said.
it was the most interesting psychological
I-
experiment that didn't actually get like written.
Yep.
I remember at one point that there was a conversation going around about getting rid of the book. Or,
Yeah.
like burning it. And I was like, dude, I want to see what this is. Like, if you guys don't want it, I'll take it. And I think it was Danny. He's like, no,
No.
you do not want this. And I still want
Pretty
it.
sure you did. Yeah.
I still want
I
it.
tore through that book so many times because it was amazing. It was an amazing piece
still
of
have it?
literature. No, Dan burned it.
Oh.
Yeah, he forced me to give it
Could've
to him to
saved
burn
it.
it.
Could have saved it.
I tried my
Did he hold
best.
you down and say, I need that?
No, he just took it from me.
How come he didn't force you?
Nice. Let's. Here's a question for you, and maybe if you guys can think of more
Well, I
questions
wasn't-
like
I
this.
wasn't quite
Oh,
done.
I'm sorry. I thought
Yeah.
that was it. Okay.
No, the moment was I read one of these pages, and Wes lost his shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was something like she just ramblings like. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live on the moon? Because sometimes I wish I could live on the moon. Or in China. If I was a Chinese person, I would speak China language.
Oh dear.
I remember that.
And
that is one of the
Wes
best moments.
and Wes loses his
no
mind.
fucking shit.
No fucking shit. What the hell are you gonna speak, my dick? I'll make you speak my dick.
God.
We've come so far.
We have. I know. It was all my dick jokes.
So here is my question.
Dim dicks.
If anybody else has a question like this is the moment to air it. Who is everybody's favorite guest?
Wes Williams.
Wes Williams?
There's no
Wes Williams.
contest.
I guess so.
I
I was either going to say that or Keith Paradise.
Yeah, no.
Have
There's
I-
no
You're
contest.
right, it's Wes.
Have I ever been on a show where we had like a guest like that? I don't think I have.
I don't know.
I haven't.
You might have been on a Wes-isode.
Wes
episode.
Yeah.
If I was,
It's a
I don't
West
remember it.
Huh, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
You should have been there for the Keith Paradise Wes Williams episode.
That would have been
Yeah,
fantastic.
that was
I
pretty
don't-
interesting.
It got a little awkward.
It was weird.
At
It was a
times.
weird one. But it was, yeah.
I don't know. I guess Wes Williams because I think it's really interesting whenever he starts bringing up like sexual stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, and I think it's
that man has a
weird.
problem.
That and when he loses things at sea.
That was a great moment.
That
too.
is probably...
Like-
you know what?
That fucking seagull story
That-
is the best.
I think that was the best story ever told on this podcast.
Probably, yes.
It should be made into
Wes
a movie.
Seagull.
The greatest story ever told.
Move over, Jesus.
One of my favorite
Because
things.
we got new Jesus.
We got
he's
drunk
ever done.
seagulls.
I really do like the Winnie the Pooh fucking story.
That's pretty
Oh, bother!
I just came so long and hard.
Oh,
I
bother!
just so love telling
can't.
that story to Em
I
and how that
can't.
scarred them so badly since they
Oh,
sleep
man.
with 3 different Winnie the Pooh plushies.
Oh
And
god.
And this
Who needs more than one? Why? What?
Who
Huh?
needs any?
That is also
One of my
fact.
favorite offhand things
is-
that Wes Williams has said was, I asked at one point, I think this was on the 3-year anniversary,
Okay.
where I asked, like, do you just randomly find your girlfriend's hairs in random places? And he's like, not that, but I will find hair ties. Like, I'll find
Yeah.
that months after a breakup. I'll just find it in a can of SpaghettiOs.
Hair tie!
The random hairs thing rings true with my girlfriend. I have found her hair literally everywhere.
I find
Now-
my
Literally
hair.
everywhere.
I
Now
find my hair everywhere.
It
It's
is
much easier to know when I find hairs that are not mine.
Yeah.
Because
The other
they're
day,
blue.
I thought my carpet looked dirty, so I thought it was dirt, so I rubbed it
Eric,
and
that's disgusting.
pulled up a hairball that was like the size of my hand, and it was all my hair, and I said, "Oops."
Most underwhelming response. I said, whoops.
It was my hair just
There
laid
really
out.
is no middle ground for you. It's either help or it's
That's me.
Oh,
Ow. Help.
Help. So, favorite guest and favorite moment. What other favorites is there we could go over?
Favorite
really?
mess up?
we sort of
Well,
There's a lot of those.
I'm gonna go episodes 1 to 152 as mine.
I want to tell this story, but I think everybody here knows it.
Okay.
I don't think you know it, but
Well, then you're a fucking liar.
So-
Then.
Wait,
Well,
hold on. Did I miss
everybody
the
knows
last?
it.
Did
No,
I
not
miss
you.
the last best of?
I think so. Yes.
Because I need to hear those parts after this. If you
I
have
don't.
them.
I don't. I may not have time, but
Oh, okay.
I'll get
Yeah,
to
we
it.
Yeah.
I'll get to
stuff.
at least one.
Oh, you have
maybe.
stuff and things.
While everything's exporting and they're giving me their parts, I'll
Yeah.
play
Okay.
some stuff. But
I'll give you a part.
when we first recorded this episode, this
it's a
podcast,
slip like
this
They're slippery.
we were recording in a church,
Yeah.
in one of their classrooms, on
Now
a,
we've graduated to basement.
on a Mac top.
a Mac
A
top.
Mac top.
That's a Mac top.
We weren't using
It is.
microphones. We were using the webcam microphone.
That's
on,
the
Oh,
worst.
good lord.
Oh, yeah, those
so
are
it was
terrible.
horrible.
Yep.
It's like everyone's clangy.
Sounds like
and-
shit.
Yeah.
It's like everyone
And
was
the-
a robot.
And the computer fan is
Yeah.
the loudest person in the
Yes.
episode. Yeah.
So when we first recorded this was the first time I met Wes.
Yeah.
He comes
What an
barrel.
intro.
He comes barreling into the parking lot in his little tiny red Saturn, and he jumps out. And he goes, "Yeah!"
he-
and I'm
he's
like,
got a
"Oh,
Saturn."
what have I done?" So
I
we
wonder
go.
what he's up to these days.
I don't care. So we go into the church classroom. We sit down. There's 4 of us. There's me, Wes, Riley, and Dan for this episode. We
The
sit
elder
down and
gods.
record it. We talk.
Yeah,
About,
exactly.
We talk about why flamingos are pink and that they smell bad. And
Do they?
They do. They smell terrible.
Oh, really?
Because of their diet or something.
Oh.
I think both of those things are based on their diet.
Birds just smell bad in general.
Yeah. It's
the
also
most
because the
part, yes.
birds.
Yeah.
Also, that Riley was born in the produce section of Walmart,
Really?
apparently.
Okay.
And something about Sweden.
Era svenska.
Those were the only things I remember.
Was it the Norwegian board?
And then, like,
Yeah.
we finish this episode, we all go home.
Shit.
About 2 hours later, Wes is like, "Well, it's not on my computer." And I was like, "Did you record it?" "Yeah, I recorded it. It's just gone."
Aw.
So we had to do it again. And originally we were planning it was just me, Wes, and Riley who were going to be the hosts.
Okay.
But Dan showed up for the second recording of the first
Of course he did.
podcast.
He just
We called-
showed up.
Yeah,
Nobody
he really
invited him. He was just there.
We affectionately refer to them as the dead pilot and the co-pilot,
Yeah. Which is
um,
genius naming.
which is really funny.
Yep.
And that episode had me, Wes, Riley, Dan, Fred, Brendan, and Chris.
Damn.
That's a lot.
There's 7 people.
That's a lot.
Actually, that episode was not too bad.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good. I
Cool.
didn't say much,
Yeah.
but yeah, because
Seems to be a theme. Whenever
That seems to be
something
the
starts
trend, yeah.
Yeah.
And despite this, I still want to try and get Chris of Chris
Mike
and
and
Mike
Chris.
of Mike and Chris
Yeah.
to give the podcast a shot because he's done it before
yeah.
and he's a comedian, so it ought to just go well. I would
So-
imagine.
It was a running joke for a while that we were like, we always bring up the dead pilot and talk about, flamingos, produce section of Walmart, Sweden. Those were the 3 things.
Trifecta.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I think on that note, as Erica shows us a video of a corgi swimming
In air.
in midair,
Looks so content.
let's end off this post show and with it close the podcast for good.
It hasn't sunk in
Light
yet.
the pyre.
I know it.
Bye.
Light the pyre.
Light the fire.
Yep.
Put it with the Book of Steinhardt.
Yep.
Do it. Set the fire. Casey? Dude,
Yeah.
you should end this post show with a gradually increasing sound of fire.
Yes.
Like we actually set this bitch on fire.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
But I didn't start
We-
the fire.
We didn't start the fire.
We need a Viking funeral.
It's been always burning.
Set it up.
Can we
so
start
never
Star Wars
that
here?
bitch.
Burning.
Start the fire.
I'm also. Can I also make like our voices get lower and lower?
You can do whatever, dude. I'll tell you what.
Melting.
You can replace me with a slide whistle, and I won't give a shit. You can. This is fun.
No, you get replaced with a recorder.
There you go.
Ah.
Yeah, you can do that if you can do
Listen to
that.
episode
And everyone else just
152.
No, you know what you should do?
Yeah.
ZZ Top just fades off.
Fire.
You gotta put in the fire. You have to. You have to.
I'll do that.
So
Maybe he was
We-
choking when he sang that
we
song.
probably should have ended the actual podcast this way,
Yeah.
but let's all end with a all sing together. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Into fire.
Okay.
Good night, fire.
Ready?
Hit us off, Casey.
Say good night, everybody.
Good
Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
Good night, everybody. Fuck!